Hello, this is the Radco Farmer here at Organic Farm 7. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to start an orchard, maintain it, pest management, watering technologies and systems, and also at the same time how you care for your plants and make sure that you make money out of them. So one of the first important, actually most of the important thing to do is to make sure that you secure water. You cannot start an orchard without water. When you don't have water, it will be far much better you don't buy the seedlings, but you invest in water system. Now I've seen so many orchards start and die within a short period of time. I've seen so many avocados planted and die because of lack of water. You see, one thing I'm going to share with you that you should be very humble enough to learn. Don't think that when you've got money, you know everything. You may have the money, but especially if it is pension money, loan money, or maybe it's a package of retirement, make sure that you know what you are investing in. So because sometimes people have got money, they've got a tendency of starting very big and they make big losses, and that is it, and that is the end of their journey. Then they start complaining about this and that. But now get this advice from me because I'm speaking from experience. So number one, when you are starting an orchard, make sure that you have money. Why you have water? So why should you have water in the first place? Because water is going to help you it's going to help your fruit trees grow extremely very fast. So meaning you have less time caring for them, and they'll give you yield within a shortest period of time. So don't plant what you cannot manage. Don't plant what you cannot water. Only plant that which you can water. So make sure that you look for money, or if you have money, invest in water so much. It is far much better to have more water than less water. So when you have secured water, then the second thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you have the right irrigation system in place. That is before you plant. Then I'll share with you on this part of water technologies which you can use in your orchard. But at the moment, I have to mention that you need a proper irrigation system in place. Instead of hiring someone to be watering, put up an irrigation system. And don't even tell me that it is expensive. If you have got money to spend on someone to water your garden, then you have the money to buy an irrigation system. So for today, we are beginning this series on establishing a stable, sustainable and profitable orchard. So once you have water, the second thing, one of the most critical thing also, is the issue of site selection. So when I talk about the site selection, I'm talking about how is your soil like? What kind of soil do you have? What is the layout, the landscape, the topology of the site that you're going to be planting your soil? And I wouldn't advise you to plant in a waterlogged place, because this has got a tendency of rotting the roots and also destroying your plants, and it promotes stuntedness and also unhealthiness to the plant. So once you are very sure that your site is very good, you can go ahead and plant your trees. Now here are a few things you have to look at when you're selecting a site. Number one, you have to make sure that it has got a very, very good drainage system. So a good drainage system promotes good growth for a plant, also vigorousness of the growth of roots, and at the same time also there is proper airflow. So what you should look for in a good site, so I mentioned number one, it shouldn't be waterlogged. Then secondary, the soil texture shouldn't be clay, because clay soil in most cases they're not good for mere common fruit trees which we grow, and most fruit trees don't like clay soil. So make sure that the soil has got very good drainage. Then number two, if you have a hilly place, far much better. If your place is flat, try to make a little bit raisins to improve like beds. You are like heaping the soil depending on the measurements you are using. Now this may not be applicable for bananas, but for citrus fruits this is very, very, very good. So because what you're trying to promote is good drainage. Then on the other side, you have also to look at the issue of sunlight exposure. You may be establishing an orchard in under shade trees, so make sure that the site is well cleared. There's enough sunlight falling on each and every tree, because that's where the fruit trees make food from, and that is where sunlight also prevents diseases, and there's proper airflow for your trees. If you don't do this, what will happen is that your fruit trees will be growing very tall, running for the sunlight, and they're not going to give you yield. So you have to choose between your orchard or your trees. So make sure that there's enough sunlight and also airflow. This is very healthy for your plants. Then on the other side, what you should also look for when you are selecting the site is the issue of animals and also humans passing through. So when I talk about animals, I'm talking about make sure that your orchard is protected from animals. It may be goats, it may be cows, and all those things. You may plant your trees may be very healthy and you've put everything into consideration, but you find that what can destroy your fruit trees, it is animals. And once they are destroyed, the growth rate reduces. You see, so make sure that they are protected from animals. So you have to choose what is more profitable to you, whether animals or maybe it is your plants. Some people would love both, but I can advise you to at least maintain one. So there is a time when you can allow the animals to go in the orchard, especially when they are fully grown, but when they're still tender, make sure that you don't allow the animals to disturb your plants. Then number two, you have to make sure that your orchard is not a road where people are passing, because as they are going through the garden, the orchard, they are compacting the soil, and that is not good for roots development. So they may make a road, and eventually even when the fruits start ripening, they'll start stealing from you. So make sure that the orchard is a no-go area for anyone. Then after that, when you talk about site selection, you have to make sure that your site is not a place which can easily be flooded with water. There is a difference between waterlogged and also flooded with water, because when your place is flooded with, your orchard is flooded with water, what happens is that it can be wiping out all the nutrients which are needed for the plant, because it's like it's washing out. Then how you can deal with the water problems, make sure that you dig a drainage. If it is waterlogged, dig a drainage even up to 1 meter high. If it is a flooded place, make sure that you channel the water into a different direction. So this was about site selection. Site selection is very, very critical. You may put your orchard in a site where it is going to succeed, or you may put your orchard in a site it is going to fail terribly. And if you can see right here where I planted my fruit trees, it is a slopy place. Hilly places are very, very good for your fruit trees. So if you are thinking of buying a place, I would advise, if there's a hilly place, go and get it, because it's very, very good for your fruit trees. And make sure that you do your level best. You do your level best to care for them. Once you have cared for them, you've selected the best site, then as we are going to be proceeding on how you prepare the land for your orchard, you are going to see that in fact there are so many principles that we miss out. No wonder we fail in our orchard establishment. So wishing you all the best. If you have any questions before we proceed, make sure that you contact me, you comment, and we make sure that we are moving on the same pace. So you can see this is an avocado here, and then this is a papaya over here. So stay blessed and have a great day.